Hey guys, so today we are going to talk about some interesting things that I read the other day basically in one of my newsletters, so let's get into it. So there was a big announcement from, the main contributor of this. I suppose that the main contribution, or like at least the suggestion that I read, was an article from Google, and the suggestion was for JavaScript and a new addition to the JavaScript language called a BigInteger. Now, for those of you who don't know it, a BigInteger is basically just the idea that you are supposed to be able to represent a integer of an arbitrary amount of decimal spaces. Basically, for the Java people out there, this would be the same type of, it's the equivalent basically. It allows you to represent extremely large numbers. And now the idea behind this is, of course, to provide the same sort of functionality that we know and love in more, let's just call bigger languages such as Java, C#, etc., etc. And there has been a crying need for this type of functionality for quite some time, I would say. But you see, the thing is that it's not the BigInteger that I'm excited about, because in the same article they kind of formulate, I'm not saying that this is coming just yet, but they are working on the next iteration of a BigInteger, which is going to be the big decimal. And that, my friend, is very exciting, because the big decimal specification is intended to basically allow us to represent and handle rounding and all that good stuff for extremely large decimal numbers in JavaScript. Now, what type of number calculations do I know that needs this sorely in order for JavaScript to be able to basically, what numbers need very high precision, really big numbers? Well, numbers that are related to money, my friend. Yes, so enough dilly-dallying. This is why I'm excited, because big decimal will literally allow us to do money calculations effectively in JavaScript if it's implemented correctly. This is the number one feature that has been missing from JavaScript since forever, ever. The number one reason, in my personal opinion, these days why JavaScript is not a quote-unquote, let's just call it like a perfect language, or not perfect because it's far from perfect, but let's call it a universal language, is the fact that it cannot provide you number calculations. You cannot do money calculations in JavaScript today, or if you try, I will just wish you luck with it, because odds are that you're going to get it wrong. But with this specification, once that's in the standard, we will find ourselves in a situation where you can actually do, well, with ES 2015 or ES 6 or whatever you want to call it, I find it hard to, I think you can do anything. You can literally do anything. And I'm going to go as far as to say that once that is standard, a part of the standard platform, JavaScript is the universal language. It is the universal language. It is the language that can do basically anything. Within reason, of course. I'm not saying every single thing. There are languages that are much better at certain things than JavaScript. But with this addition, JavaScript can literally, like, it will be more universal than Java for most things. I mean, unless you're doing, unless you're making, if you can absolutely figure out some type of obscure corner case, but I find it hard to believe why you would use something besides JavaScript at this point. It has the biggest community, has the biggest amount of libraries, packages, learning resources, the most amount of programmers in the world. If you consider that every single programmer who does any type of web development needs to know JavaScript. This means that you have pretty much and it is the most popular language in the world. So with the support of BigInteger and big decimal, it can do everything that it has been lacking so far, in my personal opinion. This is the last step. After this, it has everything you need. pretty much. Maybe you can think of something that it doesn't have, but I find it very hard for like everyday regular programming. I think it can do pretty much everything. And the best part about it is that as is, it's a loosely typed language, which makes it perfect for prototyping, small personal projects, and kind of building things up. And when you get to that magical scale type of situation, we have the good people at Microsoft providing us with TypeScript or Facebook's Flow. You can do that, use that as well. But my personal favorite is TypeScript. With TypeScript, you have types on top of JavaScript. Honestly, guys, I couldn't be happier. This is it's like a dream come true. It is like I'm almost a little bit moved. It's beautiful. There are such exciting times for JavaScript coming up with this edition, and I'm so happy. And yeah, that's basically all there is to it. I really do think that this is a big milestone in the evolution of JavaScript as a language, and I hope you are as excited as I am. Have a great day.